Merry Christmas, YouTube family, and a Happy New Year. I'm gonna keep this episode hopefully pretty short. I don't want to take up too much of your family time, but I'm going home. I'm actually flying home for about 3 weeks, and I won't have my bike. So, man, it's gonna be rough. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity to go over the new Vitus bike line with you. Okay, some of you may be interested in this, some of you not. I love my Vitus Sentier. I really stand behind these bikes after owning it, and I see myself getting a full suspension Vitus bike in the future. So, let's go over this real quick. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And as soon as this starts sharing, we're going to start from an entry-level bike and go all the way up to the top end. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the Vitus Nucleus. Okay, they have everything from a rim, look at this first bike, rim brake bike. It's got a very cheap fork on it, a very entry-level bike here, and still $300, right? And you're saying, well, I can go buy a $150 bike from Walmart, okay? But I promise you that you would rather have this one, because for one thing, the parts would be upgradable, and for two, it's just a better built bike anyways, okay? So, a cool thing is they do offer women options. I know that most bike brands do. So, the Vitus Nucleus, it comes in a 27.5 and a 29er version. This is just a great entry-level bike here. I want to show this Vitus Nucleus here. I'm going to show a bike in each section. So if you're not interested in the Nucleus, you can fast forward to the Sentier is next, and then we'll go to the Escarpe, and the Sommet, and then the downhill version. So this Sentier here, if we look at it, at a 27.5, it's got 120 millimeter air fork up front, which is a good fork. 180 and 160 millimeter Tektro hydraulic brakes, at a Shimano drivetrain, Shimano shifters, Shimano all the way around. Okay, they do put WTB Vigilante tires on the front and rear, so another great option. And as well, this is tubeless. Okay, so for this kind of setup, this Nucleus 275 VRS mountain bike is a great entry-level bike. It's hard to find a bike with these kind of specs that's not overpriced, and I think Vitus hit it right on the head. Okay, now let's go out and let's bump up a segment, I guess a category of a bike you could call it, and that is the Sentier. Okay, so the first bike that I see here is the Women's Plus. So the reason why they do the Women's Plus hardtail, they're saying that the tires are plus size, so don't think that it's for plus size women. But the tires are plus size on this mountain bike, and this is the comparable. So I have a 2018 Vitus Sentier Plus. Okay, this bike right here, the Vitus Sentier DR 1x10 2019 mountain bike, this is equivalent to mine, just new. Okay, so it's 1 year newer. And let's go through the specs here real quick. 140 millimeters of travel up front to RockShox Recon, and it's got a steeper head angle too, so which I like. I can ride a little bit more aggressively, and these 2.6 inch tires that come on here honestly offer a lot more stability, more control, more confidence throughout the entire ride. Okay, and they are tubeless ready rims. And if you go back on my channel, you can actually see me convert these wheels and tires over to a tubeless setup. Okay, it's not very hard. They didn't go too bad, but just a little bit of patience gets you a long way when it comes to tubeless. Okay, so let's keep moving through these bikes here. So we have the Nucleus as an entry-level bike, the Sentier from a step up from that in the hardtail world, and then you have the Rapide. Okay, the Vitus Rapide mountain bike is their cross-country racer. Okay, I'd say the Sentier is like an aggressive trail bike, but the Rapide is built as a cross-country bike, and you can kind of see it in the frame build, right? It's got a little bit higher of a middle bar here, of a top tube, and then the stem is a little longer. You can tell that the bike is just sitting more level, like that cross-country, you know, that cross-country build looks like. Okay, so if we go through the specs here, they're pretty comparable. 100 millimeters of travel. Let's see. Tubeless ready. 2x2 tires on here, so that's a little skinnier. An Ardent Race, you know, Maxxis icons. All these are very low resistant rolling tires, but a great looking bike at that. And I think, you know, the Vitus really, they make good bikes. I mean, I really like them. So let's go up a level in the Rapide, if we can find one. Okay, here you go. So a Vitus Rapide CR mountain bike, GX Eagle. So what they did is they upped the drivetrain on these. And I bet these bikes are super light. Hopefully we can find a weight on here. RockShox Reba, that's a good fork. SRAM all the way around. Drivetrain, brakes. Let's see. WTB ST Light. Yeah, so these are built for speed. I mean, they're built for racing. So to recap real quick, we've done the Nucleus as an entry-level bike. We've done the Sentier as a step up from that, like an aggressive hardtail trail bike. And now you have the Rapide, which is a race bike. They didn't have the Rapide last year in 2018, which I'm pretty excited to see what the reviews are of that. So even just looking at these side by side, I mean, you can see that the Sentier is built as more of a trail bike, a more of aggressive trail bike than the Rapide. So let's move on. The entry-level full suspension bike from the Vitus is the Escarpe. Okay, the Escarpe comes in 3 or 4 different models. The entry-level one has an NX drivetrain, 1x11, comes in at $1,900, which isn't bad at all. I'm telling you. They price their bikes right. Based on the specs of these bikes, they just price them right. And I swear, if these guys get big and, you know, they really expand their brand, and I hope that they keep their same price, but I don't think they will. I mean, they just have awesome specs. This bike has 150 millimeters of front and rear, sorry. And I'd say this is their entry-level trail bike. Comes with 2.6-inch tires front and rear, and also tubeless ready, okay? And what was the, let's see, NX, yeah, SRAM NX drivetrain and shifters, and then Shimano hydraulic brakes. Great entry-level bike, not crazy about the colors. Let's find the step-up of the Escarpe. So here's the step-up of the Escarpe. This is a 27.5-inch version, and offers the NX Eagle, 1x12, 150 front and rear, tubeless ready, and also 2.6-inch tires. So a little bit of a bump up there. And now let's go to the highest end of the Escarpe line. And I believe, let's see, Escarpe, it should be the last bike. Oh yeah, right here. So the VRX is the highest of the Escarpe line. And we'll see why in just a second. 150 millimeters of front and rear, Fox factory shocks up front, and they also have a Fox factory rear. Let's see. This is a great bike, I'm telling you. 36 millimeter stanchions on the front fork, Shimano drivetrain and shifters, and a rear cassette with the SRAM Guide RE brakes. So this is a hell of a bike here. Again, 2.6-inch tires, and if you notice, all of the 27.5-inch versions of these bikes, they're coming with plus size tires now, and it's just because it, like I said, it adds more stability, control, confidence inspiring. I mean, I think it's a great setup. Okay, now the enduro side of things. So that the Escarpe is like a trail bike, right? The enduro side of things, if you race enduro or you ride enduro, the Vitus Sommet. Okay, this is their entry level 1900 enduro bike. Now, if you guys can tell me a bike with the equivalent specs of an enduro style bike with the same price point, I'd love to see it. I mean, seriously, drop it in the comments below, because they're just great. Like, they spec these bikes out well, but they keep them priced reasonable. And you can scroll through these, and it even comes with a dropper seat post, tubeless ready. Let's see, SRAM drivetrain, shifters, and let's see, RockShox Deluxe rear shock, Manitou Matic. Now, I don't know much about the Manitou forks up front. I think they're pretty comparable to RockShox. But let's go ahead and bump up a level. Let's go to the nicest version of the Sommet, and I would have to say that it's the CRX FS Carbon. Okay, so super lightweight enduro. Actually, do they have it on sale right now? Yeah, look at this, 40% off, $5,160. This bike retails for $5,000, and they have it for $3,000 right now. I'm telling you, you gotta watch Chain Reactions. They have some good deals. And honestly, I mean, look at this. They highlight everything. I think they're a great company. When I ordered my bike, it was at my doorstep in 7 to 10 days. I can't remember the exact amount of days. And it's amazing. I'm in the U.S. I didn't have to pay that custom fee. You know, what's it called when your bike goes through customs? I didn't have to pay that. They paid that. Shipping, delivery, the bike was in great shape. I can't say anything bad about Chain Reaction cycles. Okay, so let's go over this. 160 millimeters of travel in the front, and then 155 in the rear. And so it seems like they've really dialed down their suspension to the specifics of the frame on this one. And I don't know why they did the off, the off sizes. All the other ones were like 170, 160 mix. But it would be something to look into. But this is definitely the top of the line. I mean, all the components on here are one heck. I mean, they make a hell of a bike. They really do. And coming in at 27 pounds for a full suspension bike, this is one hell of a bike, I'm telling you. You guys need to look into these. Now, they do make one downhill bike. I don't know much about it because I don't ride or race downhill. But it's called the Dominer, or Dominer maybe. And right now, this is still the 2018 version. They haven't released the 2019 version as what I can see so far. But a good looking bike, has a coil spring in the rear, which I hear from and read from a lot of articles that a coil shock in the rear is better for downhill. But let's go ahead and go through these specs just for the sake of this video. 200 millimeters of travel up front, and they say that it's ready for any downhill challenge. 35 millimeter aluminum stanchions. Let's see. Twin tube solo air. Let's see. Novitec front and rear hubs. Maxxis high rollers, tubeless ready. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know much about the downhill bikes. Coming in at 36 pounds, but it is good looking. So I created this video to introduce some of you guys to the Vitus bikes because I've been talking to a lot of people lately, and they're all about buying the big name brands, Trek and Specialized, and different brands like that. And I think that we should really be keeping an eye on brands like this. I mean, they have reputability. In the UK, they actually, a number of their bikes, I think 3 or 4 of their bikes, have been voted #1 hardtail, which is like the Vitus Sentier that I bought, won the #1 hardtail for under $1,000, like 3 or 4 years in a row. Okay, so they make great bikes. They really, really do. And if you're in the US, I would not be cautious at all from ordering from Chain Reactions. I was at first. I mean, hell, I spent $1,000 on that bike, and it was a little nerve-wracking. But I'm so glad that I did it because I have an amazing bike now. So, if you guys liked this video, please give me a big thumbs up and let me know if you're looking at the Vitus bike line currently. Maybe you're looking to buy a Vitus bike. Tell me which one in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear your input. And if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. The channel is over 700 subscribers. I'm so thankful. Merry Christmas to me. All of you guys that have subscribed and continue to watch and continue to comment, I really do appreciate your time. And I really appreciate you guys. It really does motivate me to create new videos all the time. Now, if you want to help support the channel, besides subscribing, maybe you don't have a YouTube account or whatever, you can check out these MTB shirts. I'll stand up a little bit out of my chair. Check these out. MTB, Born to Ride. These are really cool shirts. I have this and 4 other designs in the link in the description below this video. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to get rid of this cold, and I'm going to go enjoy some good time with family. Have a good, happy holidays and a very happy new year. Okay? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.